Everyone in this town has been exactly where you are right now.
Hello and welcome to another fun video. In today's video we're going to break down the opening credit scenes of From the EPIX horror sci-fi mystery TV series, to see if we can find any clues we may have missed about this enticing show. So, let's begin our fun investigation and breakdown of the opening scenes. Okay. This first part shows a forest shrouded in a layer mist, with a pencil-thin desolate roadway running down its middle. The next scene shows a car on a roadway blocked by a massive tree. There also appears to be black birds flying overhead. Even more is revealed if we get a closer look. Here we see in back of the car it looks like skid marks as though the car abruptly came to a stop. Next, we see a stick figure of an individual standing outside the car. I find it significant that the tree is drawn in such a way. It's drawn as if it's an impenetrable wall too massive to overcome. I think there is a lot we can glean from this, because drawings a lot of times exaggerate reality, but it can also be a reflection on how someone feels. The next scene shows a gray forest that seems to be devoid of life as the camera moves through it. The next scene we see is a coloring of a boy, a girl, and a dog standing in the yard with a yellow house behind them. This picture leads to a lot more questions than answers. For example, who are these children or what do they represent? Is the house a real house in the town? And the dog? Is the dog the same dog that hangs around with the boy in white? I don't know. Next, more lifeless gray forest, but this time much more ominous in appearance. I think the importance of the forest being shown like this is because, in folklore, the forest is a place of magic and danger. A forest is a location beyond which people normally travel, where strange things might occur, and strange people might live, the home of monsters. Next is a beautiful shot of contrasting light and dark that highlights the tree branches as though they're alive. Next is a drawing of a boy wearing shorts, with arrows pointing upwards on the side. I believe this could be arrows or trees. Either way, they seem to play an important part in this picture. The next scene is a continuation of the previous scene of the boy wearing the shorts. Now we see him wearing a shirt that's buttoned up with a collar. But what stands out is the boy's facial expression. It says a lot about the feelings behind this picture. For example, in the last picture of the boy, the girl, and the dog, we see that they have smiles on their faces. But this is in complete contrast. He appears to be devoid of any sort of emotional happiness. In fact, the picture doesn't have any significant colors at all. And colors are an integral part in expressing how someone feels, and judging from the boy's expression, one could surmise that the boy drawn in this picture isn't happy, but sad, or worse, emotionless. If we focus on the eyes, they look to be devoid of any sort of feeling. The next scene is of two craftsman-style homes. The next scene is truly interesting because it shows three homes, but one of the homes seems to be encircled by some sort of black tentacle or dark force. We also see this dark force creeping up on one of the other homes. Could this signify something ominous? Most likely. But there is something that stands out about this, and that would be the yellow home, because in the previous scene with the boy, the girl, and the dog, also had a yellow home. Could this be ground older than the rest of the homes in the town, followed by a color drawing of the same house? Up next, we see a colored drawing of a blue house with a porch, with other homes in the background, and black crows flying overhead. The next scene seems to be the same blue house, but this time it appears to have dark shadowy claw hands heading towards the home. Up next we see a pristine white picket fence with a well-manicured lawn. It's strange this picture seems out of place for some reason. Maybe because we know this town isn't a well-manicured place. The next scene is truly disturbing. We have a scene of a child's playground with a merry-go-round, but in the background a man's body is slumped over near the porch apron decomposing. This is what makes this show so profound, because of how it manages contrasting elements of both play and death. We continue the gruesome theme with the next scene of another color drawing, this time of a deceased young girl, in a sky blue dress. She appears to be leaning against the brick wall. Her face is blacked out, indicating that it may have been damaged beyond recognition. It also appears that her arm from the elbow down has been removed. things only get worse as the drawing shows her teddy bear sitting in a pool of blood. The next scene goes from horrific to almost adorable because in this scene we have 5 plush animals sitting on a couch, a baby doll, a giraffe, a sheep, a hippo, and last a rabbit. Up next is the punishment cage. As we move on to the next one, it turns out to be extremely dark, because it shows what appears to be a boy wearing a blue shirt with one of his eyes removed. As the camera angle pans downward, we can see around his chest area that his chest has been pried open, exposing the rib cage as though it is a budding flower and the ribs were the petals. This image is one of the most disturbing yet. Up next is something amazing, because it contains a huge clue. In this scene it shows another color drawing, but this time it's of a skeleton on fire. But what's important is what the picture is drawn on. You see, this skeleton is drawn on a newspaper article. And if we focus in on the article in the background, we can pick out some words. Like this part, it talks about someone trembling and eye damage. If someone is able to clean this up so that we can see it better, please do and let us know in the comment section below. In this scene we see more dark forest. This next scene is a strange one because it's multi-layered. First you have these creatures, with one of them looking like a reaper, and the other creature coming up the stairs looks more humanoid. We see a child hiding from these things underneath their bed. But the clues don't stop there because again this particular drawing is drawn on the newspaper article. In this, the next one appears to be Ellis's room in the colony house, with his artwork on display, and in the corner we can see a drawing of his true love, Fatima. This next scene is strange, because we see clawed hands that are colored with blood stretching out towards a couple, that appear to be Ellis and Fatima. Them being nude, what's the symbolism behind this, and does their relationship represent a threat to the town? We now go to a room with a lamp that's strobing off and on, and in the corner we see a makeshift cane that appears to be Ethan Matthews, but on the table there's a picture of a very famous artist called Hummelberta. She drew pictures of children that were sold to the public, first as greeting cards, then as figurines produced by the Goebel Porcelain Factory. Next is 4 separate individual drawings. They all appear to be creatures because of their bloody smiling, but it's the last one that's puzzling. It appears to be that same one that has that reaper appearance. It's shrouded in darkness so we really can't see what it is. The next scene seems to be the bloody room where Megan and Lauren Pratt were attacked. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Let me know what parts you liked, and what parts are interesting. Leave your comments below, and as always, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this video.